Hello everyone, I'm Justine with State of Grace Tarot. Welcome to my little channel here on TarotTube. Today I have a general reading for the week ahead. It's something that I try to do pretty regularly, most weeks I would say. I really enjoy giving a general reading just to kind of get a general idea of energies in the upcoming week, or things to focus on. Keep in mind this is a general reading, meaning it may not connect, which is totally normal, so feel free to take what connects and leave the rest. This week I'm going to be using the Rosebud Tarot. I really enjoyed using this in my practice this week, so I thought I would use it for the week ahead reading here as well. So let me get shuffled up. All right, so for our overall energy for this week, what are we dealing with? We have the Star. Beautiful. What do we need to know? The Ten of Water, Ten of Cups. What do we need to do this week? Three of Fire, Three of Wands. What do we need to release this week? The Lovers. And what do we need to contemplate? The Five of Water, Five of Cups. So I do feel like this is a pretty good message overall. There's something that we're hoping this week, but I do want to get some clarifiers out just to see. This is the Cosmic Crossroads Oracle for each. So for the Star, we have expansion. For the Ten of Cups, we have paradox. For the Three of Fire, we have wisdom. Now for the Lovers, we have movement. And for the Five of Water, we have truth. Okay. So overall for this week, I do feel like there's an energy of hopefulness, of looking ahead, of wishing for the best. You know, the Star is somewhat guiding us. You know, it's a reminder to have hope. It's, have promise, or a promise of good things to come. And there's an expansion there, letting yourself trust, letting yourself hope, opening yourself up to the universe and allowing yourself to really feel the promise, the good things coming. You know, maybe the last few weeks, or however long you've been dealing with something that's challenging and that you feel like there is no hope. But this week I feel like is a week that is going to to be a good week, and just allow yourself to feel that expansion and feel that hope. Because what we need to know here, we have the 10 of Cups, which is, getting through something. The 10s are about the completion of a cycle and moving through one cycle and stepping into another. This card can be about bliss and happiness. And, this is like one of the best cards in the deck to get, right? Which, it may feel like a bit of a paradox, like something coming to an end may not feel like the most positive outcome, but maybe it is for the best. Maybe once you step through that portal, step through that decision, and on the other side, you'll be able to see how good things are. But in order to achieve this happiness and achieve, the movement through that portal and closing out that chapter, we need to take action and, take something that we've been planning. We can't sit there and sit on whatever is holding us back. Maybe it's something we've been thinking about, something we've been planning, but we've been too afraid to take the leap. Know that, all the thought and all the planning has given you a good foundation, and now it's time to move on and take action. And it's not action that's, reckless. It's action that, you have the deep internal wisdom. You can feel the connection of the universe. I feel like this wisdom is the universe having your back. Like, feel intuitively that action is the correct action to take in order to achieve this 10 of Cups, 10 of water, blissful state. Now, over here, the action that we need to release, what we need to release, we have the Lovers. And we have movement, clarifying the Lovers. And, the Lovers isn't necessarily about a romantic relationship, but it's about commitment and, a soul connection, and, saying what you're going to do and following through on that. But maybe that has shifted a little bit. Maybe this commitment that you thought was there is no longer there, is no longer serving you. And so you need to release that. Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe there is a message that's on its way to you. I see this little envelope that they're holding, and movement. It makes me think of something going through the mail. So maybe there is a message coming. But overall, I feel like this is a good reading. Have hope. Maybe it is a relationship, coming to an end or shifting, releasing the thought of things needing to be perfect. And, maybe the commitment does not look like what you thought it would. And you need to release that in order to get to this 10 of Cups. There's a shift here. And maybe you've been holding on to the structure of how you think something should be, and it's not turning out that way, and it's been very frustrating. But if you're able to change your perspective, move around a little, look at it from a different lens, maybe you need to step away and take a little trip in order to be able to see things clearly and release this thing that you've committed yourself to. And then for the what we need to contemplate, we have the Five of Water, clarified by truth. So what is it that you're focusing on that's holding you back? You know, the Five of Water tends to be about sorrow, but you're not seeing things for the positive aspects. You know, you're focused on the flood, all the waters that are tipped over, but behind you, you know, there's something working in your favor here. And this can be a little bit deceptive. You know, maybe you're grieving for something that you wish could be, or something that was you wish could have been. You know, maybe you were romanticizing a relationship and you're seeing that it's not turning out the way that you thought it was. But this week we really need to focus on taking a step back, finding the truth, speaking the truth, looking ahead to the positive aspects. So like if you stay looking at the negative and picking at the scabs and focusing on the grief, you know, you're not going to be able to move forward. These two pails, you know, are the star. They are the hope. So look to the positive energy, look to the path ahead rather than looking behind you. Let's see what just a general message that we can take with us this week. We have go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. So I do feel like it's something like get out. Maybe it's not a trip, maybe it is a trip, but you know, take time away this week in order to be able to take a step back and see things more clearly, gain some perspective. Go for a walk, go to a botanical garden, go hiking or something. Just get out of the house, get out of your space so you can gain some perspective. Go and see the stars. You know, maybe it's a camping trip and you're actually out away from a city and getting into the light or away from the light and able to see the stars in the sky and really connect with the earth and the universe a little bit more. This week is a week to try something new, to follow your passions a little bit. So overall, I think it's a good week. Stay positive, and with that, I will leave you all. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you again soon.